Da 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 boom boom. I don't know. I might be live. Not sure. Not sure. I always have technical difficulties. I gotta start this stupid stream live about 8 minutes before I start, because it takes me that long to get through. So if anyone's hearing me, type in the chat so I know you're hearing me. Then we'll get down to business here shortly. I know y'all don't have anything better to do on a thanks a lot, Nessa. Nessa, maybe? NASA? Alright, well, I'm live, baby. So, give it a few minutes and see who joins, who doesn't join, blah, blah, blah. I just figured a lot of people are at home. You can't go to the bars. You can't go to the liquor stores hardly. You can't go anywhere. And, I don't know. Maybe people need some entertainment and have nothing else better to do than watch a live fish chat. So I don't know. Hey, Sand Creek, how you doing, buddy? Sand Creek. Are you the guy that lives in Indiana? I'm thinking, maybe not. Maybe not. I don't know. No, I'm thinking of Otter Creek. Sorry. Thinking of Otter Creek. Anyway, I'm going to plug some stuff here in a little bit. We are starting... These guys are starting to come around, but time will tell. Mississippi. Yeah, I was thinking of Otter Creek. I'm sorry. And Otter Creek, I believe, is in Indiana, and I forget his name. I'm definitely getting babies down here with those guys. And that's what I hate about the setup. I gotta figure out a much, much better way to do this so y'all can actually see bottom tanks. You know? Hey, Diego, supposed to get back with me, buddy. You haven't got back with me yet. Get with me. I sent you an email. I sent you a PM. Everything else, I need to still get with you at some point if you're interested. Of course, I know the economy's shut down right now. It's kind of a bad little thing. I've had a few sales. Sales have been slow, man. That's why I'm going to offer some stuff up tonight. But I'm not going to... Googly moogly. Alright, now it's clear. No, I don't have the virus right now. But we'll talk about anything y'all want to talk about. I really don't have any subjects per se. I'm just going to kind of, move the camera around periodically. Yes, there's an infestation of MTSs over there with the Hawaiian blues. I don't know. Might be able to see more. There you go. Those are some decent looking fish, people. And trying to get them breeding back to have some colonies, coming up. But the Hawaiian blues, I think they're looking pretty good. In the famous words of Larry David. Yeah, y'all probably don't watch that show, Curb Your Enthusiasm. But who knows, man? Who knows? So if y'all got anything you want to talk about, let me know. At least run this thing in the background. We can all use views and everything else that's going on. There's the old mutt tank still kicking. Got some gorgeous looking fish in there. Yeah. The blue Hawaiians are going pretty well. I'm a little concerned because honestly, if the economy doesn't really get kicking much, man, in the next couple months, I mean, nobody's going to be buying fish. They won't be able to afford them if you're not working, if you're laid off, until everything gets under control. At a worst point, if I get too overloaded with fish, I don't know what I'm going to do. My website's kind of generic, man. I mean, most people, they quit contacting me when I put on the website. I do not do not ship fish. I always ship fish January, February, March, April, May. Usually May through November. Now, this year is getting exceedingly warm, so I might open it up to mid-May. January, February, March. No, mid-April. And start shipping out that point. So we'll kind of see how, it goes from there. But, anyway, there's a special in food I'm going to run, because I know a lot of you all are, you're kind of stuck. You really don't want to go out and shop and this and that. And, well, I don't know. Let me move this closer so you can kind of see. Alright. What I've got there is brine shrimp flake, color flake, cichlid flake, brine, or egg flake, marine flakes, spirulina flakes, earthworm flakes, and then bulk food there. Okay? Now the bulk food is 11 ounces in that big, huge bag you saw back there. $12.99 shipping included. And the premium food, which is the smaller ones, it's going to run basically $15 shipping included. Well, why is it more expensive? Well, it's premium food, man. I paid a lot to have this stuff bottled, manufactured, and yada, yada, yada. But you'll be able to pick any three. You can even pick duplicates until supplies run out. So, if y'all are interested, I believe there's a link below. Just hit me at Fancytailaquatics@yahoo.com. Would be the easiest way to say, hey, I would like this, like that. I can invoice you through PayPal. Be the easiest way to do it. Of course, on PayPal, you can use credit cards and the other means you want to. But that's really a pretty decent discount. I'm stuck with a bunch of... I got a ton of bulk food. But anyway, that's not what I'm going after. And yada, Bob. But the biggest thing is that bulk flake food. Yeah, I mean, look at that. It's huge. It's 11 ounces. It is not premium at all. I'm not going to even try to sell y'all on that. But, in a pinch, man, 11 ounces last a long time in the fish room. Quite a while. You could probably feed, what I got in here, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 down here alone, and then I've got, 3 others in various parts, so you can kind of definitely feed them. But what are you all doing to kill time, in your quarantine? I don't know. I mean, it's a forced quarantine almost, everything's shut down basically. And I don't want to take the risk of getting it. I'm not too scared about me. I'm 50, although a 45-year-old died the other night. I still can't completely say this is not overblown, if you will. But, I don't know. What do I know? Maybe this is a lot more contagious than other things. So, what are you all doing to kill the time, man? Are you all just, I don't know, playing games in the house? Are you taking care of fish tanks? Are you, I don't know what you're doing. But I wasn't even sure I was going to go live tonight, to be honest with you. Lots of 34 tanks, googly moogly. Need to catch up on your channel a little bit there, Bob. I've been watching it. I had no idea you had 34 tanks, though. Woo! Woo! Yeah, I'm having a man, I wish I could get these freaking guys to breed out. Yeah, I just can't get these guys to get pregnant. I think what I'm going to have to do is do a bunch of brine shrimp, maybe. Live brine shrimp. And try to get them going. I mean, plenty of cover. But I have no freaking idea. Now, one thing, I was a bad boy this week. I did not do an entire video all week. And I know where, like, Bob probably does, what, 2 to 3 a week. I mean, before, I was an average of at least 2 a week, if not 3. I just haven't felt inspired, if you will. Yeah, that's right. I forgot about the salts. Yeah, you got quite a few of them, don't you? Lordy, where are you getting all your salt from, Bob? I mean, do you have it stockpiled, or is your local pet store still open, or are you going... Because I know if you go to places like PetSmarts and things like that, I don't think they carry salt, do they? You know, and that's another reason, man. If our local pet stores close, I don't know how you get salt. Unless you can buy it in bulk and have it delivered, but it's so freaking heavy. The delivery charge. You know, I don't know how you... I don't know, that would kind of worry me right now. I want to get a saltwater tank kicking, but again, I don't know what I would freaking do with them. Let's do a last checkup on these guys. As y'all remember, about 2 or 3 weeks ago, I lost a ton of them, but they're bouncing back. You know, they're looking pretty good. I mean, if anything, I guess it was a blessing it got sorted out a little bit. Store discounts and delivers to my door. Well, there you go. Local fish sales. All right, well. But, man, if they have to close, you know, I mean, I didn't even know they were, quote-unquote, considered, well, I know I can't show those guys down there. I can't get this thing down there far enough. Hey, Chewy. I doubt you want to use ice cream salt. That doesn't seem right, man. Alright. I've had some saltwater fish in the past, and that doesn't seem right. But, again, you know, there's a sale I'm running on some of this stuff, and just hit me at Fancytailaquatics. Now, I've got a cool little cart back there. I need to move this stupid trash can. Well, that's what I keep water in. Y'all seen that before. And I need to kind of move that and get rid of some boxes. There's a little cool cart back there. Do stuff on. Oh. Well, that's nice, Bob. Huh. I'd like to know, other than me, I don't think anybody in Louisville kind of works out of their home with fish supplies. Yep, no clue. No clue. Huh. Yeah, that's what I was talking about, Sand. He was mentioning, you know, it's for his saltwater fish. Now, I have no problem with, like, using rock salt for brine shrimp, per se, as long as the rock salt has no additives. You know, what a lot of people lose in translation on a lot of things, like the sand that I use, you know, on the bottoms, man, it's got to be pure freaking sand. You don't want any additives. If you're using ammonia, let me show. Alright, if you're using ammonia to help start up aquariums, Ace Hardware is the best. Look at all that cat hair. Googly moogly. And how you know ammonia is pure with no sulficates? Very easy. I'll show you. And I got a bunch of videos on how to start a tank with ammonia. You shake it up. You see there's no bubbling there? If there was bubbling at the top, it would have additives. But this is the only pure stuff I've ever been able to find. And you can see it doesn't take a lot of ammonia to start a tank. Yeah, same with salt, man. You don't want any additives or anything else to it. For the most part, for, you know, fresh water. You know, obviously, salt water, you want, you know, all the all the additives to it, but probably wouldn't be great for brine shrimp. Then again, I don't know. Don't know, man. Hey, Punchy Pan, how you doing? Well, got a lively crowd tonight. But again, I'm not trying to plug my fish food people. I just thought that so many people were probably having a hard time getting out. You know, if you want some bulk flake anyway, I think $12.99 for 11 ounces is pretty darn good. You know, compared to Tetra and all the other, you know, it's not the most expensive food in the world. You know, it'll get your fish by, but, so, I don't know. See if we can get some more of these Hawaiian blues in here. But look at those NTSs. And the funny part about those Malaysia trumpet snails in there, I got them on purpose at one point. I kind of wish I didn't. And there's some, you can see a bristle nose in there, about 2 or 3 bristle noses, and then there's a filter I've just kept in there for a year in case I have to emergency start a tank or something, you know. But somehow I've never taken anything out of this tank, but I have actually, see, I could have taken some plants out of here and put upstairs, but the upstairs tank, which is a 29 that has all Java moss in there, this tank does not. Somehow I got some Malaysian trumpet snails in there. I don't know how. I don't know. Maybe I reused a net that I took some of them out and then brought them down here, like into that tank. And maybe them suckers can live out of water for 58 years. You know, I have no idea, man. No freaking idea. Hey, red fish, blue fish. All kinds of people shaking everything out tonight. So, I have no idea. And I've got a problem with this tank. Why are they not growing quicker? These are my, what do you call them? Blue metalheads. They've been all kind of staying smaller in size. Maybe it's because I feed them once a day where I used to feed them 3 times a day. Because there's so many in there. So, I don't know. Maybe I'll just sell them at a smaller size this year and y'all can raise them up. So, I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know anything, people. The only thing I know is I work here. Whatever that means. No, I don't want to get a loach, man, because I like snails. I really do. I have no problem with them. But I do know in this tank here, I've got to clean the filter out. Because I know anytime they're rising out of the sand, probably a few too many. And I can always put in a water bottle trap in the bottom and just load it with, you know, catfish pellets or whatever. And they'll probably go in there where I could dump them out. I originally wanted these because, honestly, people like buying them. And they sell for a decent amount of money, or they used to. I don't know. I'm one of those people, man. I just like snails. There's just not too many. Well, there's a couple ram's horns there, that you can see. But it's obviously telling you, in most of these tanks, I'm not overfeeding them. Otherwise, I would have a ton of snails. This tank, I have no idea, brother. They just freaking, I don't know. They get away from me. And I don't feed this tank much. There's my fake log I made down there with a, I don't know if y'all ever saw that video where I made fake logs with a, out of plastic, PVC plastic, and painted them and done everything with them, painted them and shellacked them and blah, blah, blah. There is a video on that using a Dremel, of all things. So, who freaking knows, man? Who knows? But I'm not going to hold you all up too long on here. I just kind of really want to see what, you know, what everybody... Hey, Guppy King, how you doing, buddy? I just want to kind of see what everybody's been doing quarantine-wise, how they're doing on foods and medications, and, you know, are y'all having any trouble getting anything? Are you, you know, I mean, just to go to the store, man, can be a death sentence, you know, for a lot of people, especially if you're in New York City at this point, if you're in freaking Louisiana, you know, around New Orleans and other places. And I know in the very beginning, I didn't think it was a big deal. I'm still not sure it's not being overmade to what it is, but we'll never know. You know, at least with the quarantine stuff going on, hopefully it'll shut down the virus soon. You know, especially with the warm weather kicking. I think here in Louisville, Kentucky, we hit like 72 today. And it got 78 degrees upstairs because I still have the heater kicked on if it goes below 69 or whatever. But, you know, the weather changes like the wind, you know, around here. So, I don't know. Gravelback. All right. You know, that's something I never, ever have done. Never. Not once in 11 years have I gravelbacked. It's a good thing to do if you want a clean-looking aquarium and you don't want all that momy-looking stuff there. But, I don't know, this tank's been up about 7 years. And honestly, it doesn't look like it needs a gravel back, does it? You know? Because I find the fish eat the mulm, and the mulm helps. Oh, that's another log I made, but you can see all the colors washed out on that darn thing. Because I didn't seal that like I sealed the other ones. And there's wood and everything else in there. All my plants have about died in there. There's guppy grass. That's pantyhose, by the way, with carbon in there. Trying to keep it clean. But, I don't know. I mean, gravel vacuuming is probably a great thing. It's just something I've never done, people. I don't know, how do y'all feel about gravel vacs, you know? I have no idea. Do I think it's necessary? I don't know. I've been successfully raising pure breed guppies for 11 years, you know? Oh, there's the male. Right there. I just got to get them breeding more. I think I'm going to make a batch of live brine shrimp tonight and try to get them guys going. I'm calling those ice guppies. Red ice guppies, probably. But I've got to get them breeding. And I don't know. They just won't freaking breed on me. I don't know. But, you know, I'm never going to... I learn things all the time from people. You know, if I see somebody vacuuming tanks and it looks like it's helping the population out, I'm fine with that. At the same time, I probably would not be happy, you know, if I had mulm covering the caves here. You know what I'm saying? If it was up to here, that would probably be a problem. But, you know, you can definitely see some here. There's no doubt it's there. Now, one thing I got to clear this tank out of, you see some hair algae trying to start in this area. So I do occasionally go in there and get the hair algae out. I don't like to have that. It blocks the plants, and probably because typically, you know, I keep that light about right there, and you can see it highlight. So I got to work on that a little bit. But see, I'm not one of these fish keepers. I don't know, maybe like Bob and some of you other cool people, Pam and whoever else, that some of y'all keep immaculate freaking tanks. You know, I'm talking about the only thing you can see is wood and a couple plants tied down around wood and blah, blah, blah. Dude, these are just breeding tanks. I really don't care. The fish don't seem to mind it. And I've got a bunch of fry in there. I might have to film that tank and do a video this week, because I was a bad boy, did no videos this week. I got a lot of fry with the half black ribbons, half black pastel ribbons and half black pastel shorts. And you're saying, what are those? Well, the ribbons are the guys with the very, very long fins that would have a hard time breeding. As far as a male or two in there, it's got a short anal fin, if you will, or gonopodium, or whatever you want to call it. Maybe I said anal fin wrong. Gonopodium. So anal's behind that, isn't it? So, I don't know. Or maybe a female's in the anal. I forget. So, I gotta definitely do an updated video on that. They're doing really well. I've not lost any. But, and again, someday, I got to... That's supposed to be a blue Delta tank there. They're starting to do okay in there, but you don't see a whole lot other than, and there's some bristle noses in there. The other two tanks on the middle and the right are just mutt tanks. Yeah, I'm trying to do something with mutt tanks. I want to clear up. What's this thing not clearing up? Oh, come on. Focus, man. Focus. Why is this thing not focusing? Oh, googly moogly. There we go. There we go. Now we got her to focus. Oh, googly moogly. But, again, hit me at Fancytailaquatics at yahoo.com. I'll give you an idea of how big of a bag of food if you need it, man. That's 11 ounces. And it's got all my stuff on there, you know. All the ingredients. No, this is not top of the line. This just simply gets you by. So if you need 11 ounces, it's $12.99 shipped. I don't know. You might be able to find better prices local and in bulk and whatever. But this is what I sell. And then all the bottom ones are manufactured for me. Just get a little closer in here. There's brine shrimp flake, color flake, cichlid flake, egg flake, marine flake, spirulina flakes, and earthworm flake. So I'm running a deal. You buy any 3, it's $15 total shipping. And just so you know, yeah, I have an entire shelf of that. And I got bulk sizes. I got stuff I didn't even list because they're heavier to ship. You know, there's brine shrimp pellets for your bottom feeder, spirulina pellets. I didn't even put out the beta whatever they are. And I got larger containers of egg flake and earthworm flake and all that crap. So, I don't know. You can always find it on, again, the link below. If you look on eBay, you can find it. But if you email me, I'll send it to you cheaper. You know, email me direct. Let's see. Chattanooga, there we go. There we go. Googly muggly. Kinds of people in here. So, I don't know. What do you guys want to talk about? Anything at all? I don't want this to be a very, very long dealio. I don't really have a whole lot to add. Other than I just want to try to offer some fish food out there if y'all are having a hard time getting a hold of it. That's kind of why I put the more bulk price in there. That might be a lot more affordable versus the others. Stuff will sell. I'm not worried about that. Just right now the economy is bad, you know. I'm usually doing a little bit better. Hey Sharon, how are you doing? But again, those are the they're doing okay, man. I think I'm a little bigger. I don't like the fact I got some split tails here. It's telling me I need to do few more water changes. No, y'all are not getting ready to eat. Those are the blue metal heads, and those are normally around a $35 a trio fish. Right in there, roughly. I don't know. Time will tell. Depends. Gonna make sure they don't stay skinny. Hey, select pet. So, I don't know, man. I don't know. Well, I don't know. Anything, if there's nothing y'all want to add, I'm going to probably end this kind of early, to be honest with you. I just kind of wanted to, I don't know, I've been in a funk this week. Y'all ever get in a funk? Like Bob or Pam or anybody that you're like, I just don't feel like doing any videos this week. Because I have nothing interesting to add. You know, and I've been lazy to where I didn't want to put together, you know, a lot of times I do educational stuff. I put together PowerPoints and explain a lot of topics. I got a lot of topics written down. I mean, a ton of freaking topics, you know, I could talk about. I just didn't feel like it this week, people. So yeah, the last video I did was last Friday Live, and now this Friday Live. I know it's not a great way to grow the channel, but I don't know, just didn't, I don't know, y'all ever get that way? Maybe you don't. You know, maybe you're always pushing forward, but I think I took this week as my vacation for a change, where I'm like, I just don't want to film anything. I don't want to add anything. I don't want to have to do spreadsheets. I don't want to have to do slideshows. I don't want to have to film this. I don't want to have to do this. And I got a bunch of videos lined up to do. Just didn't freaking feel like it. I don't know. Y'all got anything to say about that? Oh, no. There's my python, baby. It's a freaking pool pump. Yeah, and it drains right into a hole in the ground. And then it runs to... Oops. And then it runs into a hole back there into a sump pump. So no, I've never used a python. Now, my bathroom, my basement bathroom has a 10-gallon in there with the purple Moscows in it. That I have to manually change with a bucket. Not a huge deal because there's a sink right next to it. I just dump the water down the toilet, fill it from the sink, add it in there. 50% water change once a week usually is all I do there. And the upstairs aquarium in the living room, that's a bit more of a bear. That's completely full of Java moss. Typically I have to drain that by 5 gallons. And then what I have to do is fill it up from the sink, or dump it out in the yard, bring it in. Occasionally I take up the water pump. But the cool thing about my water pump, and I'm even lazier than that, look at that. I have a remote control, man. So the water pump pumps the water out. Then I fill the trash can up with 33 gallons of water from a hose I had put in. And then I put the water pump in there and then water pump it back to the tanks. So in a roundabout way, it's kind of a python, but I don't use one. Just to give you an idea. And I covered it with pantyhose to keep any fry from getting sucked in there. But that's the water pump I use. It's not the fastest or the greatest. No, these aren't holes in here. It's just where the pantyhose is bunched up. But that's how I do it, man. And this is about, you know, the hose on here, it's about 25 feet long. So it gets to every tank down here that I need to get to. But it's kind of a bear, man, to have to carry all that crap upstairs and do the 29-gallon tank. Maybe I'll buy a more specific pump for that at some point. I have no idea, man. I have no freaking clue. Thanks a lot, world. Singapore. Glad to have you in there. Well, okay, here's your question. Same pump to empty and fill. The reason being for me, okay, I don't constantly get fish in and fish out, okay? All of these fish I have are quarantined for at least 3 months, like this tank here. That was a 3-month quarantine when I got them. These half black pastel ribbon tails and short tails were quarantined for 3 months. So, the answer is yes, but all the new species go in 10-gallon tanks. Okay? And that way, and they're brand new tanks. Maybe I've taken fish out of them, but if there's a problem, it's limited there. And I can also simply do keep in mind, I can, it's harder to drain the tank, but I can drain it into the 10 or 5-gallon, carry it into the bathroom and dump it and blah, blah, blah. But all of these fish in here from all these tanks, and these aren't even including the other tanks I've got, these are all been in here at least 1.5 years or more. So I could see your concern about using the same pump to empty and fill. Now, keep in mind, the cool thing is maybe if you empty a tank and it's got some stuff in there, well, when I put it in there, that has fresh water out of it. I don't add the no, I don't have any prime. I'm looking right now. But anyway, that's before I add the prime, so maybe the chlorine will kill off whatever's in there. So I hope that kind of answered the question. That's why I'm not too concerned. If you were a person, though, honestly, that got fish in and out of your fish room all the time, that might be a little worrisome, but wouldn't you worry about the same thing with a python, honestly? You know, I don't know. Maybe y'all can answer that question. I'm not sure. I've never had a disease other than an ick breakout in the upstairs tank only, and that was about 7 years ago, as I foolishly, before I got into this a lot more seriously, bought a bunch of crap from Feeder Supply, or whatever store it was, and of course they had ick in it. So, I don't know. Hopefully that explains it. Yeah, I wouldn't mind getting another, but after I paid $100 for this one, and it's not powerful enough, honestly, because it has a hard time coming up sometimes, even from that height, like when the water goes, down to the bottom. Now we're trying to pump up about 6 feet. You know what I'm saying? When it loops back up. I should have got a more powerful pump, but at the same time, I do kind of like it because it's gentle. It doesn't disturb the whole freaking aquarium up. If I got a more powerful pump, all this mulm in the bottom, which is not a lot, detritus and all that crap, that would get kicked up, man, if I had a more powerful pump. I'm not even sure. I got this from Home Depot. This is an FR400. It's a Beckett. So, look up Beckett LR400 on Home Depot site or Beckett site. It'll tell you how many gallons per minute it is. It's not a whole lot. I mean, like, for instance, if I put this tank to drain it and turn it on, it'll take, I sit here in my Pittsburgh Steelers chair. Boo, boo, Scott, I know. But I'll watch it, and then you can stand about halfway. It might take 7-8 minutes. So, yeah, it takes freaking time, man. Where some of you others may have, some of you others may seriously change out, tank by tank with those things, Some of you may have auto water change systems. I'm not sure what Bob runs, or Pam, and then some of y'all might use pythons. Man, it's just whatever you got to use, that makes it worthwhile, I assume. So, I really don't freaking know. And maybe Singapore, or World Aquarium Singapore, Maybe he's got some freaking nice, gear kicking. But, show the hybrids for a minute. You say, Scott, those are hybrids? Yeah, I plan on, Python? Okay, there you go. Well, now I know. Ain't nothing wrong with them, man. It's just I found the pond pump in the situation I've got a whole lot easier because I happen to have a drain in the floor in the basement. You know what I'm saying? If all these were set up in a garage, I probably wouldn't have a drain in the middle of the floor. And that would create an entirely new thing where I'd probably have to use something else or run it out the garage door, into the yard or I don't know. But my goodness, I'm telling you, that was the biggest. I paid a decent amount of money. Well, actually I didn't. It was a trade for fish. I take it back. It didn't cost me anything. That was the biggest saver I had. And yes, it's only a cold water spigot on there, but it doesn't matter because when I fill, the 33-gallon up or whatever, I let it sit for about 3 or 4 days anyway, and I still dechlorinate it with Prime. So, not a huge deal. Python in the basement and a bucket. Whoo! Yeah, I understand the bucket brigade, man. I mean, a lot of us freaking have to do it. Oh, a pond pump to put salt back in those tanks. Well, I see, that's probably a smart way to do it, man, because you're keeping that isolated, from the draining Python system. Again, what do I know, people? I don't know anything. I learned from you all. Chattanooga, I hear you, brother. I have learned from years and years of watching videos from all of you all. Pam, the Aquarium Co-op, and Bob, and my goodness, I could go on. And every once in a while, there's some new information. I'm like, oh, I never thought about that. That's a smart thing to freaking do. So, once in a while on my videos, that somebody goes, I never thought about that. Or I never thought about that, or, whatever. It's just, I don't know. But learn all the freaking time, people. All the time. But I'm not that smart. Kind of like, who's that guy I watch? Michael's Fish Tanks. Now, he's a ranter and a raver. I get it. But sometimes, man, he has some pretty smart solutions to things. He really does. I don't know. So these fish for a freaking few minutes. But yeah, I've got to get some more guppy grass in here. Got to. And there's about 6 or 7 bristle noses in here. And I know that's a lot of waste. I don't know why I'm leaking from the bottom there. Let's not put the bottom cap on very well. But, yeah, I've got to, I don't know, is that one laying back there? They like staying on the heater, as you can see. I don't know why. Yeah, I don't know why. Maybe that's what bristle noses do. But, I don't know. So those are the red, half black reds. And again, it's so hard to get this thing down there. Well, hang on. Maybe I can do this. These are the half black blues. Y'all see those a little better now? Yeah, I think you can. But those are half black blues there. They're not staying as true as I want them, but you see the fluorescent, shining through. That's why I got to figure out this camera thing. Honestly, this is an iPod or iPad, whatever you freaking call it, iPod. And it's mounted on a freaking microphone stand. It's not adjustable. And I don't want to carry my hand because it gets too shaky. So, I don't freaking know, man. What do I know, people? An aquarium water changer. I'll have to look it up. I'm not sure. Oh, wrong sink adapter. Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about. It's kind of the same thing as the Python, isn't it? But yeah, don't you have to have the right... I don't know, Python, doesn't it use a faucet adapter as well? You'll have to keep me straight on there. I don't know. That I don't remember. When y'all ask me about my 10-gallon aquariums, or the bathroom aquariums, again, pantyhose and that. You know, I just put that in the water and shake it and let the water suck out in the 5-gallon buckets. And that's how I do it. And then the good thing is my sink upstairs fits the 5-gallon buckets, which I can literally put it underneath the sink to change it. And the one in my downstairs bathroom doesn't. But I rigged up a faucet adapter and then actually put hose underneath there so I can direct it down to the bucket. So, I don't freaking know, man. I don't freaking know. Seriously. Used the rubber band, the phone, the vacuum. The first, yeah. You got to use what you got, people. Seriously, I need to break out my own antiquated equipment that I use. Y'all would probably be a little shocked, on some of it. You'd be like, my God, you used that at one point? Yeah, I had to. When I first started, man, before all that stuff was mounted there, my first goal was to mount a funnel and drill it into the wall. I'm talking about like a funnel you would put gas in your car. And then I was trying to use that little shaker thing I showed you, trying to transfer water into the funnel, and then I had the funnel running down into the hole down there. Oh my gosh, that little experiment didn't last long. I'm sure if you search far enough back in my history, and I'm going to have to do a video on there, my first video ever, where I critique myself, and I'll be cringing. I'll be cringing out of my face. Be like, that was the dumbest thing that you ever thought of, Scott. It's like you're trying to do something that didn't work, and then for the longest time, all these tanks, man, were 5-gallon buckets. And when I'm talking about going through the bathroom, people, all right, you see all the way through that door over there? Imagine taking a hard left past that door and then having to turn all the way back. I'm not going to show you that room because it's messy. With a full 5-gallon bucket. And after a while, my back and everything else said, no, son. I don't care what you come up with. Come spend some money and get you something. Figure something out. This is not worth it, man. So ideally, this is cool down here for me. I know a lot of other people have auto water change systems. But again, man, I could sit down with a beverage. There's a beverage holder there. Y'all probably not Pittsburgh Steelers fans. No problem. And just do my tanks, and fill them up and watch them. If y'all have ever seen that before, it's MTA multi-tank addiction. MTA tanks, I think. He's a very cool artist. He did that for me. That was a print of one of my purple Moscows. So that's cool. There's my banner. And that was designed for me by a graphic artist. And I will not tell you how much I spent on that to have that exact design done. But it wasn't cheap, people. It wasn't cheap. Well, I tell everybody this. Man, I really appreciate y'all coming along for the ride. Whoever sticks around, who doesn't, that's cool. Whatever. I really appreciate that. But these 6 tanks here, just so you all know, There is one pump that runs those. That's a Danier AP12, I think. It does a pretty good job. I probably should have got a bigger one. Or is it an AP? No, it's an AP8. A Danier AP8. That's what runs these 6 tanks. These 2 individual tins are run by Aquatop AP40s, I believe. Always try to double your power if you can. I should have gone, well, I couldn't have gone any bigger. I think AP8's as big as they make. And obviously there's only 4 outlets, so I had to split off 2 valves. You can see the green valves. Okay. AP40s are running each tank, which means they should be for 40 gallons. And I believe this is an AP100. Running the 220s here. I think. Yeah, it's an AP100. You just can't see it. And I've also got some backups and spares. I think I've got an AP100 spare and an AP40 spare, just in case. So, always plan on failures in your rooms, people. That's exactly why I keep extra sponges. And that thing's been cycling for over a year. That means I could literally... Is that a shrimp? No. That's a freaking shrimp. There hadn't been a shrimp in here for 2 years. You got to be jacking me, man. I can world, but the problem is I have to go through... I mean, to give you an idea, this... Yeah, my purple would look like that right there. Okay? Right there. Yep. Right there. But these are my throwaways, the ones I didn't deem good enough. So that's a rough idea of what they would look like. Okay, see it? The only reason, because I don't want to have to go through that messy basement in there, and the cats have taken over. They throw everything on the floor. There's cat food. There's all kinds of crap. That's the only reason. There is a video. I got several videos on there. They're a little older. They're probably about 1 or 2 months old, maybe 3 months old. Look at them and kind of see them from there. Yeah, that shrimp should not have been in there, man. Because I bought... oh, this is getting close to my hour mark. I'll have to hurry up. I bought L.R. Brett's shrimp. Also bought them from the Shrimp King. And who's the big shrimp guy? What's his name? He's kind of a Christian guy. Really cool. Got a beautiful wife. Oh, crap. He's probably the biggest shrimp guy in the USA. Somebody help me on his name. Does anybody know? Y'all gotta know who I'm talking about. LR Flip Aquatics. Bam. Sorry. Flip Aquatics. Check him out. If you're into shrimp, I bought a ton from him. For whatever reason, my water in Louisville, Kentucky is hard. The pH is an average of 8, 9. Thumbs up, everybody. Thumbs up. Thank you. Thank you. My pH is an average of 8 to 9 out of the tap. Now, after it settles down, it's probably less than that. I can't keep them, but my problem is probably because I try to keep them with guppies. You know, I don't have a specific freaking tank to keep them in, and I need to use a lot more oyster shell to keep, the pH, and a lot more rock. So I think if I set up a shrimp-only tank, I'd be cool. But after spending almost $350 in shrimp between Flip Aquatics, L.R. Brett's, and the Shrimp King, and lost them all other than that one you all saw, that was the end of it for me. Yeah, we got bluegrass, we got bourbon, we got all kinds of things. Well, everybody, I'm getting ready to hit my mark. I don't know who comes on after me. Please watch him. Thank each and every one of y'all for watching me, putting up with me, giving me some views. And again, if any of y'all are interested and you're having a hard time getting fish food, Fancytailaquatics at yahoo.com. The link should be below. Don't order them from eBay. Order them from me because I can cut you a break on the shipping. Okay? So, and again, I'm not really trying to plug my freaking foods. Alright, everybody. Thank you so much. I love each and every one of y'all. Stay safe from this freaking virus. Stay out of the environment. And that's it. Y'all have a blessed evening. Uh-oh. I do this every time. Here we go. Maybe I can stop it now. Thank y'all. Take care.